Welcome parents and students to our new student orientation PowerPoint overview. This is an exciting time for you and your children as they enter Elizabeth Forward as freshmen. We hope to be able to answer your questions about high school life and provide a general overview through this informational presentation. Please also feel free to contact the high school main office with any questions you might have. I'd like to start by introducing some key people in the building. You'll rely on these folks for support and guidance as you make your way through the next 4 years of your life as an Elizabeth Forward warrior. Please also refer to this document that students will receive for phone numbers, email addresses, etc. Mr. Michael Routh serves as the building principal of Elizabeth Forward High School. Dr. Heather Hibner oversees students in grades 9 and 10. Dr. Anthony Popowitz oversees students in grades 11 and 12, and Mr. Tim Guffey serves as the district athletic director. Mrs. Ambler and Mrs. Curran are our office secretaries in the main office. Mrs. Starmack is the secretary in the athletic office, and Mrs. Scheiber is the secretary in the guidance office. Mrs. Gurl is the guidance counselor who oversees students with last names A through LE. Mr. McManus is the guidance counselor who oversees students with the last names LI through Z, and Mrs. Scalfari is a guidance counselor grades 6 through 12. She specifically works with 9th graders at Elizabeth Forward High School. Some important support staff are Mrs. Kim Herbst is our school nurse, Mr. Michael Huber serves as the district transition coordinator, Ms. Kristen Savarelli is the food service director, Mrs. Joyce Dahlstrom is from STA Bus Company, Mrs. Sarah Cope is the PBIS facilitator and SAP coordinator, and Mr. Chris McBride serves as the school resource officer. Students can also refer to the student handbook for any additional questions or for any mentioned talking points that would need more clarification. This can be found on the Elizabeth Forward High School website. PBIS is used at the high school. PBIS is a proactive, system-wide approach to establishing behavioral expectations and school culture needed for all students in our school to achieve social, emotional, and academic success. At the core of PBIS are the behaviors that are expected from every student that enters the building. We refer to those as the brave expectations, as we want all of our warriors to be brave. These behaviors are clearly displayed on the classroom walls, in the cafeteria, in the hallways, in the stairwells, and in common areas within the building. The goals of PBIS are to increase appropriate and safe behaviors, decrease time spent disciplining, increase instructional time, create a positive school climate, and create more positive interactions between staff and students. The attendance policy at Elizabeth Forward High School states that students have 3 school days to turn in an excuse explaining their absence to the attendance office. The students will have an opportunity to complete makeup work when they are absent. However, upon the second and subsequent unexcused absence, any work submitted will become a 0. It is understood that some mornings are more chaotic than others, which would inevitably cause a delay in the arrival to school. Students should accompany their tardiness with a parent or doctor's notes. However, upon the 5th non-medical tardy, 1 day of after-school detention and a loss of extracurricular activities for 10 school days will occur. Upon the 10th non-medical tardy, 1 day of ISS and loss of extracurricular activities for 20 school days will occur. Upon 15 non-medical tardies, 1 day of ISS, a magistrate citation, and loss of extracurricular activities for the remainder of the school year will occur. This includes loss of driving privileges for the remainder of the year, and exclusion will include all senior activities. Early dismissals. Students will be permitted to leave school early with a parent written excuse up to 5 times in a school year. After 5 parent-guardian written notes, the student will be required to bring in a medical excuse for each subsequent early dismissal. If a medical excuse is not received upon their return to school, the absence will be marked as unexcused or unlawful. Any missed assignments will therefore result in a 0 grade. School safety is a priority at Elizabeth Forward High School, and therefore we have Officer Chris McBride, who serves as our school resource officer. Harry Keffer is our armed school security guard. In addition, we conduct frequent emergency preparedness drills as well as use our Raptor entry system for visitors. Personal electronic devices are permitted from 7:10 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. during transitional times in the halls, common areas, cafeteria, media center, and halls. And it can be used at teacher discretion for instructional purposes in the classrooms. Bullying, inappropriate, or harassing text messages, unauthorized videotaping or photographing, accessing or sharing inappropriate or profane websites material, and cheating are not permitted and will be dealt with under the Code of Conduct. Violations of this rule will result in disciplinary action and possible law enforcement involvement if needed. The open use of personal electronic devices is strictly forbidden in the locker rooms, pool areas, and restrooms. Headphones must be used when listening to any PED device for free time pleasure. PEDs must be put away when testing or when in any testing area of the building. They cannot be used during in-school suspension or detention. The school dress code. T-shirts or other clothing promoting obscene, profane, and other content likely to disrupt the educational process and messages promoting drugs or alcohol are not permitted. According to the district dress code policy, tank tops, halter tops, bare midriff, and other provocative apparel are not permitted. The wearing of hats, hoods, sunglasses, or other headwear in the school building are also not permitted. Jeans and pants should not have tears or holes above the knees and should not expose body or undergarments. Sag style, according to the district policy, is not permitted. Locker rooms. Lockers are provided within the locker rooms for personal items to be stored. Students are encouraged to bring their own lock to secure during the class period. Appropriate behavior is expected in the locker rooms, and as stated, no electronic devices is permitted to be used while in the locker room. Discipline is handled according to the district discipline policy and procedures. Some example of violations and their level are listed here on this slide and can also be found in the student handbook. We would like to welcome you to Elizabeth Forward High School and look forward to watching you grow over the next 4 years. Be sure to become involved in your school community and take advantage of every opportunity that is afforded to the EFHS community. Thank you.